So let's get in here and welcome again. I see we still have agents joining. Welcome, and thank you for everybody that's joining. If you do not have my information, there's my information right on the screen. Phone number 470-740-9300. That's 470-740-9300. That's where you can always text message is always best. Email admin at platinumrealestate.com, website lutherragsdale.com, as well as platinumrealestate.com. So I just want before we jump in here, a lot of you guys might not exactly know who she is, but it's Miss Tamara Burch, my good friend, vice president of the bank. She's been handling financing for us for probably 15 plus years. She's been in this business for 30 years. I really don't have to introduce her and say her resume because, hey, it speaks for herself. It speaks for itself. And so every single month we have this live training. And I know some of you guys are probably listening to the, recording. Some of you guys will get the recording. A lot of you guys are listening live. And here's the deal. You want to make sure that you get this information every single month. Why? Because the economy changed, the industry changed, everything changes at the speed of light. And we are at a very, very unique time with our real estate, with the real estate industry, with the mortgage industry, even with the economy. And I'm just going to throw something out there to everybody. You need to be here every single month. Why? Because listen, you guys, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. The economy is changing. The mortgage industry is changing. Our business is changing every single month. You know, we have a new leader. President Donald Trump. He have only been in office for 6 months, but there have been a lot of changes. Now, listen, whoa, pump your brakes. I'm not here to talk about politics. I know folks love him. Some folks hate him. Some folks love Republicans and hate Democrats and love Democrats and hate Republicans. I'm not here for that debate. I don't care about any of that. But I think everybody will agree that we have a leader in office that's pretty different than most of our presidents have been a politician. President Trump was a real estate guru. So he looks at things different. He does things different. And now there's tariffs, and we don't know if the tariffs are going to be on or off. Mortgage rates might go up, they might go down. It's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts. And so the mortgage industry, the economy changes literally constantly at the speed of light. And nobody truly knows what's going to happen tomorrow because, when you have a corporation and you switch leaderships, things change, right? So when you have a new president, Republican, Democrat, it don't matter. When you have a new president, things change. There's different decisions. Why am I telling you guys this? I had a very, very long conversation with Tamara Burch yesterday, and Tamara was giving me some great information on the economy, the mortgage industry, where we're at, where things are headed, and we just had a long conversation. And at the end of it, Tamara said, "You know what, Luther, we really don't truly know." So I want to tell everybody you need to be on these on this webinar every single month because as things change, as mortgage programs change, as interest rates change, you need to be in the know. And the way I stay in the know, I call Tamara Burch. The way you need to stay in the know, stay on these webinars. And I know a lot of y'all aren't even platinum real estate agents, but here's the beauty: your broker, your company might not have these type of trainings, and you're able to come to these trainings, and you need to be here each and every month. It's going to help you build your business, and it's a must. It's what I'm doing, it's what Tamara's doing, And a program that's here now might not be here or might have a change to it in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. We don't know. Okay. So let's stay connected and let's do this. Another way you can stay connected every single month, every Tuesday, mark your calendar and be here, mortgage.lutherragsdale.com. And a lot of you guys have registered and you guys are constantly getting the information for Tuesdays. But also every other Thursday we have a power hour. It's my power hour. And next Thursday I'm going to show you the one what the 1% of the agents are doing that most agents don't do. Let me say that again. I'm going to talk about what the 1%, what they're doing, what the successful agents are doing, what the multi-million-dollar producers are doing that you need to do. I'm going to talk about AI, artificial intelligence. Listen to me right here, right now. If AI is not a part of your business, that train have left the tracks. It's going to either leave you or run over you, but AI is a part of business. Period. Plain and simple. Not only real estate business, AI is a part of the world. As I read recently, the new the new Apple phone that's coming out in September have AI in it. Listen, you guys, AI is where the world is going, and you need to be a part of it. As I said, let's stay connected. Every other Thursday, I have information in my Power Hour session. PowerHour.LutherRagsdale.com. You want the dates and times and you want to register and be a part of it? PowerHour.LutherRagsdale.com. And last but not least, I have some great career opportunities for you real estate agents, platinum agents, non-platinum agents. We have a legacy program, and listen to this. I am giving you guys listing leads. I am giving you leads. I am giving you listings where you can now go out, contact the seller, and get listings. I am giving you an opportunity to build your own network. We call it the 10 at 10 program. How does this work? You can now recruit an agent underneath you, and when that agent closes a deal that's in your network, you receive 10% of the commission. Other 10, every time that agent pays their monthly fee, you will receive $10 of their monthly fee every single month. We call this the wealth bonus. So every single month, you are guaranteed to receive income from every agent that's a part of your network. This is huge. Okay, income. You guys know how I built my wealth investing in real estate. Passive income. You can now have passive income by growing your own network. Now, you want to learn more? Contact me 470-740-9300 or careers@platinumrealestate.com. And that typo is a little crazy there. Careers@platinumrealestate.com. Okay? All right. Well, with no further ado, let's get Miss Burch on the line here. And let's jump right in here and see what she have for us today. Miss Burch, are you with me?
I certainly am. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my gosh, you're always so inspirational. I need to do a Start Luther morning where we just have this inspirational moment, you
There
know?
you
It's like psych
go.
you up and get you going. As an
Hey,
agent,
look,
you guys are like psyched. It's
look,
awesome.
absolutely. My thing, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna have fun doing it, right? I might
I
do
mean,
it right, I
we get
might do
such
it
a
wrong.
short
We're gonna have
life.
fun. That's
Right.
right.
We got one life. It's short. Let's live it up. Let's enjoy it. I always, you know me. Every time you say, "Hey, Swear, how you doing?" I'm like, my feet hit the floor.
That's
Feet hit the
right.
floor.
That's right.
Ready to go. Let's go.
So let's
Let's rock
do
and
it.
roll.
It's always like, let's do it, right?
Right? Right? I'm telling you. And this is me on only one cup of coffee because I've been shaking it down. So that's another cray right there.
There you go.
But I'm excited. We talked and we thought, we're not going to cover it in detail, but we're going to just like take 5 minutes and talk about bridge because we're probably going to circle back on it. We were really going to talk about the new update to the Georgia Dream. So this just a really quick on this bridge because we have so many different types of bridges, right? And we're going to say what a bridge is, right? Not driving your car over it and hoping you get to the other side. But we're going to talk about bridge, but only maybe 5-10 minutes, and then really go back to that Georgia Dream product we said we'd roll back out today. So can we jump into bridge? I say we jump in.
Yes, indeed. There
There we
we
go.
go.
Okay, so bridge. What is a bridge and why do we need it? Right. So maybe we start there. Why do we need a bridge? Well, 3 years, what is it, 3 years, 4 years? Nobody heard the word bridge in that 3, 4 year period, right? Because homes were selling so fast, multiple offers on them. They were just flying off the market. Instead, I was doing deals called catch deals, right? Where we were doing this delayed financing for those things. And so now we're seeing homes sit a little bit more, but people are wanting to move from one house to another, vacate their property, move into the property. So they might need a bridge loan. A bridge loan, there are multiple programs. So we'll probably circle back with the training because we've got like 6 different variations, way in depth. We just wanted to more say to you, hey, we have these programs in case you need them, right? But as Luther and I were talking, if you can write a contingent offer, and that's what I love about him, you get to bounce off him, he gets to share his thoughts and ideas on that. But if you could write a contingent offer and start under that path, your borrowers get to hold on to, your clients get to hold on to more money because there's costs involved in these bridge situations. And so if we could avoid that cost, we want to try to do that first, right? But know that you may have where you've written a contract, they've accepted your contingency. We've gone all the way through, we've done an appraisal, we're just sitting there waiting to close for when their home sells. And maybe the seller comes back and they say to you, hey, we have another offer coming in. We're going to kick out this contingency unless you confirm it up. Right. And so at that point, that buyer, your client, is trying to make a decision on whether or not they're going to let that, whether they're going to proceed with that house that they found they're calling home, right? So they're financially going to sit there and look at it and say, okay, we're going to firm this up with a bridge, or we're going to walk away, find another home while our home is still trying to sell. They haven't yet sold their house, right? And so the bridge is going to take the equity out of that house basically and use that to go ahead and help them close. We also have ones that are more like what we call a rescue bridge. We have 6 different variations. So, like I said, I'm not totally getting into that, but I wanted to really just let you know bridges are available, bridges are back. We'll do a really in-depth. So this is kind of a little tweaker for you to come back to the next one, especially if you're a listing agent. You're going to want to understand this as well as a buyer's agent. Both of you will want to understand this. And so we're going to do more in-depth training on that, which we'll use up a full hour on the next class on this. So I just want to stop here. Are costs involved? Yes, anywhere between 1 to 4%, depending upon the type of bridge they're doing. There are going to be those costs. So right there, you can see why a person may want to start with a contingent contract so they're not incurring that 1 to 4% expense plus interest, right? Okay, so I want to stop here for a second. I know Luther may have some questions, but keep in mind this is next training, and so it'll be a lot more in depth for you. Luther?
Absolutely. No, sounds good, looks good. So basically, give us three major points for the bridge loan. So I'm an agent. Let's say I just got my license yesterday, and I'm like, what is a bridge loan and when is it good? Give me three important points that describes the bridge loan.
The most important point I think we need to be here is you as agents are a resource for that buyer. So you having the knowledge that you can find them a bridge loan very quickly in the event you need to makes you a superior agent over others who have no idea. They just say, we'll lose the deal. Right? They don't know where to go look. They don't know how to do it. So having that training is going to be super important to you. But another big piece is it protects that buyer, right? In the event that this is their one and only true home. This is it. This is the one. They want this one. All costs, this is it. It meets and ticks off everything on that bucket list, and they don't want a different home. This is the one. Well, then bridge may have to be an option for them if they haven't sold their house. Third piece, you sold their house. You sold their house. They're getting ready to close on their new home. We're weeks away, maybe a week away. And we're trying to get ready to go. And that buyer on their house that they're selling walks from the deal, walks away, changes their mind. We've seen it. 15% walk away on contracts right now, currently, right? That's the new statistics as of August. So if that's the case, how are they going to protect it and still close because the seller on the other end is closing on their house, on their new home? So a bridge may step up and make you look like a superstar because you know what to do and where to go. Those would be my three big takeaways from this.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Absolutely great. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Good, good, good.
Okay, and if we do have some questions, we'll circle back a little bit. But let's move to why you guys really came here today, right? We wanted to talk about, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Luther and I were talking about this right yesterday. As he said, I think we were on the phone like gabbing for like 40 minutes. It was awesome. We were talking about how this is an incredible market for buyer's agents. You guys should be like celebrating. Like, if you're a buyer's agent, you should have 2, 3 deals right now in the works. You've been marketing for it. You've been getting, clients. You should be picking up clients right and left for this, because what is the market's over 60% is first time home buyers. They want to buy. Why do they want to buy? Okay, sometimes knowing the why is just as important. They're wanting to buy because they've been shut out of the market. They signed year leases, they signed 2-year leases. Their leases are coming up, they're coming due. Literally just before this call, I was on with a first time home buyer who was stuck in her lease until October. She is over the moon that she's getting to buy. And she's using down payment assistance to do it. And she'll be able to close on her home and move out and not have a lease anymore. She'll be a homeowner. These people are out there. They're the ones buying. They're the ones you should be marketing to. So if the market is telling you first time home buyers are who are buying right now, that is who you should be spending your time marketing to on social media, with friends, with family, with whoever. They're wanting to buy and they're wanting to use assistance to do it. And what's been so amazing about this is we're seeing the sellers agree to the longer close times for the down payment assistance, we're seeing the sellers, which is what Luther and I were talking about yesterday, sellers paying 4, 5, 6% in seller concessions to sell their homes. And so for the first time ever, these buyers are getting in with very little money. And that's what Luther and I was over the moon. Luther, I mean, you and I were talking, and we're just like, if you were an agent, Luther's like, my pipeline would be full right now with first time home buyers. Isn't that what you said? I think it was something similar to that, Luther.
Absolutely. I mean, first time homebuyers is where it's at. And I would be marketing to apartment complexes. I would be doing first time homebuyer webinars. I would really be hitting that first time home buyer buyer market hard, you guys. It is wide open right now. It's a must.
Well, and you know, what's funny is I've seen even a little curve that Luther and I are talking about. Some of these listing agents are now going after first time home buyers where they were just listing agents, right? And why are they doing it? They're doing it because their properties have been sitting a little bit longer. And so because they're sitting a little bit longer, they're still wanting a paycheck to come in. And they know that if they market on social media to first time home buyers, they instantly get buyers. They'll then be able to get paychecks because the buyers are dictating in some areas that this is going to be sold. And so they want to move those first time home buyers into their portfolio again. So for you guys who have always been in this portfolio, stick it out, man. Definitely go on social media. Hey, down payment assistance may only need $1,000. Hey, down payment assistance could pay up to $10,000 or $12,000 to help you get in. Call me today. I'm a first time homebuyer expert. Little things like that might help you get started here. So what we wanted to do is circle back a little bit to this Georgia Dream, right? Circle back a little bit because they have made a significant change. It is very significant. Do they still have all the other stuff? FHA, USDA, VA, all of those things, they have them all. They have them all. So that was the first thing Luther asked me yesterday. He's like, did they get rid of those? No, no, they didn't. They still have them. What they did is they added a piece. Okay. They added the piece for that conventional buyer, right? We get that call where maybe this person needs a conventional loan because of the property for one reason or another. The borrower needs a conventional loan for one reason or another. There are several reasons why they would. And so this is going to allow them to do it. This particular program is going to allow them to do it. Georgia Dream always had that conventional, but you needed the 20% down, right? Now it's opened up. It's a new program that you can put as little as 3% down, 3% down, and you can get up to 5% of the purchase price. So there's stages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Why wouldn't I take five? Maybe you don't need it, right? Sellers are paying so much in X volume money that you're not going to need it. So we don't necessarily give them five if we don't need it. Maybe they only need three. Maybe they only need four, right? No sense in putting it all in there. So I wanted to start just with that little piece, and then we're going to deep dive into this. Luther, did you have a question before we deep dive?
Yes, Sonia have an excellent question here, and I want to read it, but this is a good one and it's loaded. Let me see if I can.
Oh, I love those. Those are our favorite. Hey, gang, this is your chance. You have got an amazing market right now. First time homebuyers want to buy. You should be all over social media talking about this.
Sonia, can you unmute yourself? I don't mind reading it, and if she's at a situation where she can't talk, that's fine. But I
Right.
would
Might
love,
be driving or something.
yeah, I would love for her to ask this one live because it's a good one. Sonia, or as I'm clicking for her to unmute herself. I don't know as if she's driving or as if she maybe can't. talk right now.
Well, we definitely want the questions, guys, because I think you get so much more out of this when those questions are asked. And I guarantee you, someone else is thinking the same question. So, even post in the chat how excited you are. I'm so excited about this, or how do you feel about the first time home buyers? How you feel about the market, and share some of those thoughts with us. We'd love to hear them.
Okay, so
What
here's
is
the
that?
question.
What's the question?
Okay, it says, Tamara, I have a commercial deal on the line. She says the deal is for 1.1 million. Stern Bank is only lending the buyer 800,000. The appraisal was ordered. The land and the building came in at 810.
Mm.
We have a $300,000 bridge. No, I'm sorry. We need a $300,000 bridge. Can you help? Yes, Tamara. Oh,
I gotcha. Did, are you there, Luther?
yeah, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, that was crazy. Um, okay, so I'm glad that you posted this question because this is going to be a clarification to Bridge. So that is such a good question. See, this is why we want to post the questions. Say how you feel about the market. Put that in the chat so that he can let everybody else know. I guarantee you other people are feeling the same thing as you. Excitement, nervousness, ready to rock and roll, super. But this bridge, when you think of bridges, okay, they're not to cover losses to appraisal. That's not what a bridge is. When that appraisal is coming in low, then that is the new value that the bank and everybody sees that property at. So if the property was, I'm picking a number because I didn't write it down, so I apologize, 1.2 million or 1.1 million, now it's 810, then that's the value of the property. They lend based on that 810. So if you have to put 20% down or 30% down, the 30 and 20% down are based on the 810, right? Same in a house. She might be talking commercial, but it's the same for a house as well, or a condo. That is the new value. Anything above that, if the seller doesn't come down, seller needs to come down. Who's going to buy a property
What's
more?
going on is that the land and the building is worth 800,000, but the actual business restaurant value is worth 300,000. So the total combined worth, because the restaurant of 30 years has a lot of value with 4,000 clients, equipment over 150,000, all types of assets and furniture. That comes to about 300,000. So we did the sale for 1.1 million. And
Okay,
if the
then
bank
what you
wants to
may
do
need
just
to do,
800, we just need a bridge for the 300.
no, what you may need is not a bridge. What you may need is you may need a loan for the building
We
and a
have
loan
that.
for the
We
and
secured the
and
800,000 for the building.
and a loan for the business. You may
Correct.
need an
Oh,
SBA business loan to buy the business.
because we have the
Separate.
SBA loan for the 800,000 that's going through Stern Bank. And so
Yeah, so
I was
you
thinking that
still
we needed
need
a
it.
bridge for
No,
the 300.
you need a loan to purchase the actual business, not the property.
Okay.
Yep. You need a loan for the building and then separate it out. You need a loan to buy the business. They're
Because that's
selling
weird
the
because Stern
business.
Bank is doing they're doing the loan for 800,000. They're calling it a business loan, but it's really for the building.
Right.
So
So
do I
you
need them to correct that and have
no,
them
you need to
put their
go
loan on the
some
building and do the SBA loan for?
yeah, you need to break it apart. So I would call Stern Bank and see if they could do both. You're going to separate it out. He's selling the business for 300,000, selling that property for 800,000. And you're going to break apart because they're two different things. They're two different things. And should be able to get a loan on the building. And this is not something I do, by the way, guys, but I'm aware of it.
Okay.
You get a loan on the building and get a loan to buy the business.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really
100%.
appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I wanted to say, here's the deal, Sonia, where we have to be careful with. And at Platinum, we have Tamara. We also have other vendors that can help us with this exact deal, because we as real estate agents and the real estate brokers, we can help with the building. Once you start talking about selling businesses and financing businesses, as Tamara said, that's a whole different animal. That's a whole different business. That's a whole different angle. So we're dealing with the actual real estate because we are licensed to the real estate. And I would assume that the deal is in Georgia, correct, Sonia?
Thank you.
Good, 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 good. Wonderful, wonderful. Other questions, raise your hands, ask in the chat. Any other questions here before we move on? Questions, questions.
Well, and definitely, you guys, I mean, this market is just, it's phenomenal right now for you guys. Your buyer's agents, you guys should be on fire right now. Absolutely on fire. Depends on what you're pushing. I say find your niche. You know what I mean? Maybe you're an investor person, maybe you're a VA person, maybe you're a first time home buyer person. And that's really how you're marketing yourself. The more you market yourself over and over and over, well, I think Luther and I said it takes 7 times for somebody to actually hear you. The more you do it, I think the more production you're going to see. I love the webinar ideas. I love the social media ideas. Luther had a whole bunch of those. Really taking a moment and putting yourself out there, you're going to increase your business and you're going to increase it tenfold if it's consistency involved. I'm so excited for you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very good.
Okay, so let's go back to this program. Okay. This is first time home buyers still, right? It is a conventional loan. Okay. You are able, instead of getting the 10,000 or up to 12.5, right? Maybe they're in some sort of special field for Georgia Dream, right? That nurse, that doctor, that policeman, that fireman, you're going to get 5% instead. Why is that important? Why would it be more important from the 10 to the 5%, right? It's more important, especially at that $400,000 house, right? So if we say we're going to get 5% at 400,000, well, that's $20,000 towards helping them get this house. Where if you go with Georgia Dream and you're only getting 10, you can clearly see very quickly why this new program may be better for you, because you're getting so much more to help close on that deal. They're going to have more funds available to be able to close, right? That's the bigger piece to this new program. Is it for everybody? No, it's not, right? Typically, it's 660 or higher credit scores for it, but really, I typically find 680 or higher credit score seems to be the better. And really looking at this approval, hardcore as to what we could do with it. Okay. I love the fact it's conventional. I love that. Why would we need that? What are some thoughts on why we might need that? Maybe it's a condo and the condo is not approved through FHA, right? That could be a reason. Maybe the home is a great home, but it has a quirk that might not go FHA. Is that a railing issue? What is the issue that maybe we couldn't be FHA, but we still want to buy it? We know this is here and we still want to buy and we need down payment assistance. This right here is going to help them do that, right? The number one impediment for first-time homebuyers, who is over 60% buying right now, gang, is coming up with the down payment in today's inflationary market. But they can make the payment. They don't want to pay rent anymore. Dude, I get that, right? They just want to own their own home. and they can make these payments. Well, this is going to help them do that, right? So if we have credit scores typically over 700, we're going to get a higher debt ratio. What does that mean? Higher debt ratio means we can buy more home, right? We still want to be cognizant of could they afford it. When you and I talk all the time, if you're one of the ones who's calling me regularly, that's the first thing you and I talk about. They need to be comfortable in the home. But this conventional loan that's now available, that came out in August, is great, 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 great additional piece to the overall here's everything we have. Instead of just the 1, 2, 3 programs, we're adding this piece in. So it's going to be primary residence, townhomes, condos. It may even be manufactured homes. So they're opening it up. Do you still have to do the home buyer education? Yes. We still have to do the home buyer education. But in my opinion, that's a great thing. Knowing how to manage finances, knowing what you're going to experience when buying your home, that is a great piece, in my opinion. We want to do it anyway. Down payment assistance to the loan, getting up to that 5%, right? So it is an unbelievable program. What questions do you have on this, Luther?
More of a statement that I want to make. Now, agents, I want to make this very clear, and this is something that I always say, and I'm going to say again. As real estate agents, I do not want you to start quoting direct information about bridge loans or any other type of a loan. Here's why. What we want to do is we want to know enough to send them to the source. So as soon as I get a lead in, the first thing I want to do is say, contact Tamara. The mistake that I see sometime with agents is they start saying, oh, is this credit score or this interest rate, or you have good credit or bad credit. I hate that one. There's no such thing as good credit or bad credit, right? Different programs take different things to qualify for. And all we want to do is say, okay, here's your problem, and let's send them to Tamara. They might need a bridge loan, they might not. Just like Sonia, excellent example. Sonia said, hey, I think I need a bridge loan. Tamara said, no, 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 no. Here's how you need to structure this. If Sonia would go out and say you need a bridge loan, that would not be the correct information. Here's the point, and if you do not get anything out of this training today, what I want you to do is to say, I see your problem, I understand your problem. Let me send you directly to Tamara, who have the answer to your problems. Okay? Okay? Good, good,
And
good.
that is such a great point. You got me taking a sip of water. Mm, that is such a great point, guys, because even if it isn't something I'm going to know, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of places I can send them to if it's something I'm going to say we can't do. Um, but I always, and Luther knows this, I want to make you guys look amazing. That's what I always say in my calls, talking to them. Oh my God, what a great agent that you have. What a great realtor that you have. You guys are working with a stellar superstar. We want to make sure that they know how wonderful you are. And a lot of times people need facts. They don't want us to make it up, right? They want us to go get it or say, hey, give me 10 minutes. Let me research that for you. I'm going to circle right back to you.
Mhm.
It doesn't make it look like we aren't knowledgeable. It makes it look like we're putting them first and that we're going to make sure that they have the correct information before they move forward with anything. So I'm super excited about that. Absolutely. You can call me, text me. I get calls regularly, even from listing agents. Hey, Tamara, I got a contract. They're saying this. I haven't seen that. What is that? Why do I see that? Hey, Tamara, I got an interest rate on here. It's 9%. Why do I see 9%? I'm going to give you a couple scenarios of why you see 9%. So you can always reach out to me as a resource. My phone number is right there. But I just want to make sure, is there any other questions about this program? Quite an amazing program. Want to make sure that I'm getting every question answered for you guys.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Sounds good. Questions, comments, anybody? Questions, comments, anything from anybody?
So
Anything from anybody? Yes, go ahead.
I do want to kind of remind people, don't forget this is for first time home buyers, not people who owned a home a month ago. We have options for them as well without down payments. So this particular one is for the first time home buyer, right? What we mean by that, it doesn't mean they've never owned a home. It means they haven't owned one in the last 3 years. Okay. So just kind of get a little clarification there that they may need. Could they get a co-signer? Sure can. George Dream lets you have those co-signers. What I caution on that co-signer is, can they still make the payment if we add a co-signer? If they can't make that payment, is the co-signer aware that they're going to be making the payment? So some kind of things to throw out there to let you know, just kind of little tweak there. But the Georgia Dream, if you recall, guys, they've got FHA, which is awesome, to 640. They've got VA. VA's interest rate beats any other rate out there, period. If you're working with a veteran and they are shopping, they're not going to beat this rate. It's not going to happen. Nope. So if you have a veteran, let's get them approved, Georgia Dream, because this rate's going to beat anything else. And that rate moves, or I tell you. But let's just say it's well below market. Well below market. Okay. So I love the fact that they started that in the last year, because the veterans need that little hand up here. And they're, when I tell people we're going to take these home buyer education classes, they're on it. I typically get the certificate like within 2 or 3 days. They jump right on it and get it done. And though when they go get that and they get it done like that, you got a buyer out there ready to go, rock and roll. We want to get in that home immediately. What other questions do you have for me, Luther, or any statement? Guys, you need to be posting this stuff.
Hey, this is what I want us to do. Give us three important points that you feel we should take away from this training today.
3 pieces. Number one, I'm a resource if you need me. I'm here. I should be saved in your phone. There's my number right there. In fact, one of the customers recently sent me a picture of his phone and he called me Tamara Burch the goat. I was like, oh my God, that is so impressive. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for calling me that. Nobody's ever called me the goat before. I think that's amazing. That was this morning. I'm cracking up laughing when I saw that. And he's like the VA goat. What I would say taking away is I'm here as whether that's a listing, whether it's a buyer, you just want to shoot a question, you want to ask about some marketing you're doing, whatever that question may be, you feel like you can't call me because it's not an actual customer right this minute, you should still call. You should still send a text out. Hey, Tamara, I got a quick question. I want to make sure that we can get those questions answered. Number two, 60% plus of buyers are first time home buyers. I hope you took away from that. That's who we should be marketing to. Whether you happen to be a Marine and you want to market to other veterans, you go rock star there. Whatever the case may be, really market to them, and that there's more programs than Georgia Dreams. There's national programs that we talk about continuously that help with down payment assistance, right? There are programs to help them get in with very, very little money. The second thing is you got a deal blowing up. The third thing, you got a deal blowing up. You may need a bridge. You might. Just call and bounce it. Let's bounce it. Let's see what we need to do to answer that question for you. So I would say those are probably the three big takeaways, and that Luther and I hope that you're really out there marketing yourself, because I think your volume, if you start now, is going to explode. November, October, December, you could have the best 3 months that you have ever had in real estate if you're out there talking about this stuff. Luther, anything else?
No, absolutely. Listen, how do we contact her? TamaraBurch.com. TamaraBurch.com. Right there on your screen. TamaraBurch.com. Or you can call or text 770-916-1234. 770 916 1234. Listen, you guys, let's do this. Let's make this thing happen. I'm excited. Also, mark on your phone two things. Mortgage.lutherragsdale.com. We're going to do this next month, the first Tuesday of the month, every month. And do not forget the Power Hour, powerhour.lutherragsdale.com. Tamara, as always, thank you, thank you, thank you. Great job.
Thank you so much, Luther. And I love that power hour. What a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. I love it.
Yes, 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 yes. Power Hour. I said, you know what, Tamara? Let's get together every other week. Let's get together every other week and let's just have just a power hour. Let's just talk about something in the business and we just spend 1 hour just having a power hour.
What a great way to you guys to really bounce off each other and grow. I think that's fantastic idea. I think more people should do it. What a great idea.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, somebody have a question here, and I'm going to answer it for Tamara. Somebody says, "Hey, Tamara, do you have any flyers on the program?" What I'm going to do is I will get with Tamara, and for the platinum agents, I will put anything that she have in the agent portal. You know, you can always log in and get all of the information in the agent portal. Everybody who is on this call today. I'll even go further. I will send it out to everybody in the database, whatever information that she have. So whether you're watching the recording, whether you're watching it live, we can get some information out to you. Okay?
All right, everybody. I appreciate you guys. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy the last bit. Yay, kids are going back to school.
Yes,
Time to
yes,
dance on
yes,
that one.
yes.
You
I
guys have
have
an
one headed
amazing
to
day.
college and one headed to high school, so it's a
Woohoo! Bye
good
bye.
time.
Bye
Yes,
bye.
indeed. All right, we'll talk to everybody later. Thank you very, very much, and thank you, Tamara.
All right, bye, guys. Have a great day.